Good evening. It's Saturday night, the 14th of November, and day 318 of my journey to business alignment. I have to tell you, I'm in an interesting place right now, but I'm still enjoying living the dream. It's going to be fantastic. I believe it's all going to work out, and I'll talk about that later. Anyway, I'll get into that in just a moment. Like I said, here's my power statement that I wrote down for this morning. I do this every morning. I call out my power statement and I read it. I'll do a once over of all the bugs Fahad said he'd fix, and next I will use Ontoport system platform to try and get as far along as I can in designing and setting up my master sales order form template for all the sales order form landing pages that I have to design out. And lastly, I will design another worksheet button. Overarching all these tasks, though, is the fact that I'm still working hard on producing the right kind of thinking. That's my power statement. Well, here's what I had on my to-do list. It was just a few things, but it includes a lot of different little pieces to it. So let's tell you what number one most important task was. And that was to review all the bugs that Fahad had that he said were fixed this morning. I got a messenger, and he was, in the morning, it's at night for him. And so he sent that out last night, and I looked at that this morning. I'll say this, that they were all fixed and done, but that was the task. My fun task for today was to go ahead and do another worksheets a button, like I said, which is going to go on all the product landing pages, so clients only have to click on this little icon, boop, and the PowerPoint page picks up, and they click on that, and there's all the 2 or 3 or 20 worksheets and booklets and all that. They click on it, it opens up each one. There's, I think the lesson 1 has 13 on it. And my exciting task for today was to jump onto Ontoport system and figure out how to finish designing the master order form template. I have to tell you, before I go into all of that, let me go over my end of the day success routine questions. Get honest with yourself, Marty. What didn't go well today, or what could you have done better today? What can I do better is the first one. Did you wake up early and start strong? I did for a Saturday. I was up and going. Did you start your morning with power? Yes. Cold blast of water on my face, combed my hair, brushed my teeth, went to the bathroom, made the bed, went downstairs, read the Win the Morning, Win the Day out loud verbally. Yes. Did you get the most important things done today? I was productive all day long, and so I got pieces in the portal of my mind, and those goals are moving forward because they're manifesting in the world of the physical. So did you show up as the person you wanted today? I showed up as a person that would serve me best today. I did. What about your personal time with Kathleen? We had a wonderful time late this afternoon and throughout the evening. It was a Saturday, so it was a great relaxing day for her and for me as well. Were you present for her? Yes, absolutely. And here's my end of the day success routine accountability question. Were you honest with yourself about today's task, Marty? In other words, did you keep your promises that you made to yourself this morning? That's so important. Well, this morning I promised myself that I would get all 3 of these tasks done today and anything else that might come up. As far as the exciting task goes, I promised I would get as far as I could in trying to design that master order form template. I'm finding that it's far more difficult system to learn than I ever imagined. My goodness. But I did have real progress today, and so I'm proud of myself. Way to go, Marty. Good job. I'll do a Zoom video later on in the week, next week, showing you all how that works and what they look like. I'll do it on one little video. You can all see that. Oh, so fun. But I kept all 3 of my promises that I made to myself this morning. That was the most important part. The next question is, what movies did you watch during your mindfulness time today, Marty? Well, as usual, I watched my must-see TV favorite 5 movies. And then I saw myself working in the Ontoport system, trying to click here and design that and push here and drag and drop and design the template and have a chat helper help me work through the places where I got stuck and I got stuck and I got stuck and I got stuck. They are really supportive that way. And so some agents are a little bit better at helping than others, and that's okay, but I'm getting the help that I want. Next question says, what's the one thing that would make all the difference going forward? What one thing can I do better tomorrow? And even if my day goes sideways, I get it done, I still feel like a success. Well, of course, the one thing that would make the biggest difference going forward would be get this darn website done. Period. And since I'm struggling a little bit with this Ontoport stuff, it's making a big difference as I include in my daily routine the work on my thought management and thought downloads, thinking the right things so I don't get stress taken over. Producing positive, happy feelings from choosing good thoughts is producing very helpful attitudes and actions. And on my part, that helps because it produces things that take away the stress of doing this system that I'm working through. And the actions that I'm getting done are helping me get through the process. And so I'm excited about that. Then I'm on my way seeing these positive results come into the portal of my mind. I'm actually visualizing doing the tasks and helping them manifest into the world of the physical so those templates get done. So here's what I wrote down for my power statement for tomorrow, which happens to be a Sunday though. I wrote down, I'm going to do everything I can to sharpen my saw and enjoy the day with Kathleen, period, which will set the table for a fantastic Monday going forward. Well, Fahad indeed finished every one of his tasks. I did find a couple little small typos and such, which I messaged to him immediately, and he fixed them right on the spot. So, done. It was so fun to click through every single page of my website, watch the videos embedded here and there and that, and click on the read more links and expand and shrink it and see that working. Click on the sign up button links and taking you to this sign up page and to that page. They're all working. Going to the Ask Coach B question and answer page and seeing it working beautifully and the answers clicking and opening up and you can read them. It's really turned out to be a really pretty terrific website. At least I think so. It's great. The next question of my end of the day success routine is to ask myself, were there any mistakes or failures that you had today, Mark, you can turn into a total success going forward? Well, for as much as I was in the Ontraport system today, and as many mistakes that I made, I had to have a chat person help her figure this out and chat me through that, and I'm calling on this or that. I don't call those mistakes or failures. It's a learning process. And every time they help me, I'm getting better and better at remembering how to do things. It's a lot like playing the piano. You don't play it perfect right from the get-go. Oh, that didn't sound good. That's the wrong key. And that's not fast enough, whatever. Mistake after mistake after mistake. Oh, you could say that, but every mistake is a positive direction of learning and memorizing the right song. So all in all, today was a very productive day, excuse me, and a positive day. I will say this, however, it is taking way too much time for me to go through these steps of learning. I'm a slow learner on this system, but I am picking it up, I suppose, but it's taken far longer than I thought it would. So hopefully Monday I will be a better day at doing this because I have learned a lot before then, and that's what I hope to take place. The next question is, what was your biggest success today, Marty? In other words, what did you do well today? Well, my biggest success today was the fact that I was able to actually design an annual payment order form page. And it looks fantastic. It's a big deal to have got that done. Anyway, my next end of the day success routine question asked me to rate my day's effort. Well, I decided to give today an effort of 9, and that's because I worked at the speed of 9 all day long. But I feel a little short in my effort, that I failed a little bit, and so I dinged it a point. I'm hoping I can get the master order form template finished early next week so I can send those links to Fahad to add them to the membership payment links. You know, the one that says annual and the one that says monthly. They click on it, opens up and goes through all the system and signs them up, charges them through Stripe, and they receive an email response that gives them their sign-up tools to go in to do the member. Hope to get that done. Okay, I want to end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for the principle that says whenever you take the time to consider what it is you want out of life, you should always ask yourself, why do I want that? In other words, ask yourself questions like, do I want a loving marriage? Why? Do I want the respect of my children? Why? Do I want plenty of money, fast cars, a thriving business? Why? Do I want a house on a hill? Why? Do you want to travel the world, visit exotic ports of call, see historical landmarks up front and frighten your face? Why? Here's what you'll probably find out about yourself. Don't you want fine cars, for example, because you really desire the feelings of accomplishment and prestige you think they will bring you? Why do you want a great family life? Is it because you think it will give you feelings of love that last, intimacy, real nice connections and warmth? Do you want a successful business because you think it will make a difference and you believe that will give you a sense of real accomplishment and value and self-worth? The bottom line with this then, isn't it true that what you really want from all these things is simply to change the way you feel about the things and the feel? And where do we get our feelings from? Where do we get our feelings from? CT FAR. That's right, from our thoughts about things, about circumstances. All these things are circumstances, and the thoughts you think about them determine the feelings you have about all of this. In other words, we don't want or have to have them to feel happy, fulfilled, and a sense of self-worth. Our thoughts create all those feelings if we choose to think those kind of thoughts. In other words, you don't have to have $1 million home to feel like you got a lovely, happy, lovely home that protects you from the elements and you're grateful. It's great. If you think you have to have them, you're going to be unhappy with any other home that you ever have. These principles lead to the next thing I'm grateful for. Don't misunderstand me, though, before I get into that. Don't misunderstand me. I don't have a problem with you wanting $1 million home. I don't. And you can work hard, set goals, and go through that process. I'm not poo-pooing that. I'm just saying it's up here. It's not having the home. It's up here. These principles lead to the next thing I'm grateful for, the law of the power of a state of being, which says we want all these things, these results, because we see them as a means to achieve certain feelings, emotions, which make up our state of being at that moment, which we desire. When somebody kisses you, for example, what makes you feel good in that moment? Is it the wet tissue touching wet tissue that really triggers the feeling? Of course not. It's if that were true, kissing a dog would generate those same feelings, right? All our emotions are nothing but a flurry of biochemical storms in our brains, our repeated mapping, and we can spark them at any time. But first, we must learn how to take control of our mapping, our thoughts, those biochemical storms in our brain. Our brainstorms can consciously instead of living to react to them. In other words, we need to consciously choose how we feel and not just let reactions rule. Most of these emotional reactions or responses are learned responses. They're mapping to the environment, to our associations of teachers that taught us this and how to think about that and how to feel about this. And we, for the most part, have deliberately modeled some of them and stumbled across others. The bottom line here is, again, the fact that everything you and I do, we do to avoid pain or gain pleasure, but we can instantly change what we believe will lead to pain and pleasure by redirecting, remapping our focus and changing our mental, emotional, psychological state of mind. That's what I've been doing with my power statement. Right thinking. Next, I'm grateful for Tony Robbins, who said, the state that you're in at any given moment determines your perceptions of reality and thus your decisions and behavior. Man. Like I said last night, over the next several nights during my video journal entries, I will be sharing some thoughts that I've had about how to get what we really want. Here's one of those thoughts that I just went through. To open up the multitude of resources that lie within you, even what I call the plus factor that's within you, and Tony calls it the giant within you, you put yourself in a state of resourcefulness and active expectancy, the law of attraction, and watch miracles happen. Thinking and casting that belief out there it's possible and bringing in all the support material and getting it to come in your head, attract there, and then through action, manifest it into the world of the physical. That's what we're talking about. So there you go. It's past my bedtime. I'm ready to go to bed. So just know, though, that I'll be here once again tomorrow night at my laptop sharing my feelings. And until then, I wish you all continued success. Good night.